think, a really in-depth and honest discussion around alcohol, the fact that it is a drug, it's a toxin, but people don't think of it in those terms because of the marketing and advertising around it has made alcohol be something that's desirable, that's socially acceptable, and that has become normalised. I mean, it has been sold for a very long time beside the milk, beside the nappies, beside the tomatoes. It has all been completely normalised, and that is wrong. And we mustn't forget that everything we're doing is for our young people and our children in terms of alcohol, because if we can convince them that they need to moderate or not have alcohol, then they'll be healthier adults.
Price is the difference between cycling uphill and cycling downhill. If your price restrictions and measures are in place, then that makes everything else so much easier. We've seen alcohol become used in the grocery sector in Scotland, and the same has applied in Ireland, as a loss leader, as a product that attracts people in. Companies are able to accept losses on that and make up on other parts of the grocery market and so on. And that was the real problem that we developed in Scotland, and that was why we pushed so hard from the health sector for price controls, and the same needs to happen in Ireland. So I would like to see the price controls measure move forward. We successfully took that through the legislative process through Europe for our Scottish measures. We hope we've prepared the ground for Ireland to do the same.
I think we really have to get to grips with vested interests and the power of all the commercial determinants of health, and not just see them as individual industries and individual sectors. They're all working together. You know, we heard the example of big tobacco working with big alcohol in a session. We know that they work with big food. We know they learn from each other. They trial messages and use the same arguments to try and block legislation. So we've really got to get to grips with tackling these vested interests, and then we've got to take the money out of the system. We've got to stop investors, such as pension funds, investing in these companies. We've got to get them to see that these are not normal companies and normal industries. They're causing huge amounts of harm. And we've got to find a way to stop that, because at the moment they're very well funded, they've got a massive platform, huge amounts of money, and they're using that platform against public health. They're using that platform to drive the kind of behaviour that we heard about at the start of the session. You know, 2- and 3-year-old children living with parents who have got severe alcohol problems, who are not looking after them, and whose lives will be blighted forever. So we've got to get the money out of the system, and we've got to stop the vested interests having the influence that they've got.
I think that a lot of us very intelligent people think that marketing is just about advertising and promotion, and what we need to do as critical marketers is to educate public health professionals into the whole variety of strategies that are used to make alcohol so salient and so desirable across the population, and that will make our public health professionals more marketing literate, and it will enable them to use the strategies of marketing and social marketing to engender socially beneficial behavioural changes. So the issue for me always is, if we have used marketing so well that you can get someone to buy a pair of UGG boots or something else as ridiculous as that, surely we can use the same strategies to get people to have healthier, happier, longer lives.